Have you ever driven through the countryside and noticed that barns, almost without exception, are painted red? It's a striking sight, those vibrant red structures set against the rolling greens and yellows of the landscape. But why red? Was it simply a design trend, or is there a more practical reason behind it? As it turns out, the answer is both historical and scientific, with a dash of tradition thrown in. Welcome to the History of Simple Things, where we delve into the fascinating history behind the little things that shape our world. The story of red barns begins with practicality. Back in the day, farmers didn't have access to the wide variety of paints we see today. Early American farmers needed a way to protect their barns from the harsh elements: rain, snow, wind, and relentless sunshine. Instead of heading to a hardware store, they created their own protective coating using materials they had on hand. One of the key ingredients in their homemade paint was linseed oil, a byproduct of flaxseed processing. This oil served as a natural sealant, helping protect the wood from moisture and decay. To give the coating color and extra durability, farmers mixed the linseed oil with substances like rust or ferric oxide, which they often had in abundance. Rust not only provided a distinctive reddish hue, but also had antifungal and antimicrobial properties. Essentially, the red paint acted as an early form of wood preservative, protecting barns from mold and mildew. As time went on, red remained the dominant color for barns, not just because it worked well, but because it was affordable. In the 19th century, when commercial paint started becoming available, red pigment was one of the cheapest options. It was made from iron oxide, which is abundant in the Earth's crust and easy to process. For farmers working on tight budgets, red paint was the obvious choice. It was economical, long-lasting, and readily available. In contrast, other colors, like white or blue, were significantly more expensive to produce and maintain. While some wealthier farmers opted for white barns as a status symbol, the vast majority stuck with red for its practicality. Interestingly, the tradition of painting barns red may also have cultural roots. Scandinavian immigrants, who settled in many parts of rural America, brought their own customs and building styles with them. In Sweden and Norway, red-painted buildings were common in rural areas. The red color, often derived from iron-rich clay, was used to mimic the appearance of brick, which was expensive and hard to come by. This Scandinavian influence may have further popularized the practice of painting barns red in America, blending with the practical and economic reasons already at play. Another practical reason barns are red has to do with visibility. In an open field or sprawling farmland, a bright red barn is hard to miss. Whether you're navigating your way home or looking for shelter in a storm, a red barn stands out against the natural landscape, especially in the muted tones of winter. Over time, the red barn became more than just a practical choice. It became an iconic part of rural America's identity. Its bold color represents warmth, resilience, and hard work, qualities deeply tied to the farming lifestyle. While the classic red barn is still a beloved symbol of agriculture, not all barns are red these days. As farms have modernized, so too have their structures. Metal barns and pole buildings are often left unpainted, opting for the natural color of the materials. In some regions, you'll find barns in colors like white, green, or even blue, chosen to blend in with the landscape or match a homeowner's aesthetic. Still, the red barn remains a cultural icon. Even if its practical benefits are no longer as essential as they once were, the tradition persists. Many farmers continue to paint their barns red, paying homage to the history and heritage of rural life. In today's world, the red barn has taken on a symbolic life of its own. It's a favorite in children's books, artwork, and even logos for businesses hoping to evoke a sense of simplicity and trustworthiness. For many, the sight of a red barn brings a comforting sense of nostalgia, conjuring images of idyllic countryside scenes and a simpler way of life. It's fascinating to think that a practical decision made centuries ago has had such a lasting impact. What started as a way to preserve wood and save money has become an enduring part of our cultural landscape. There's also a psychological component to the red barn phenomenon. Red is an attention-grabbing color. It's warm, bold, and energetic, qualities that resonate with the hard work and passion often associated with farming. It's no wonder this vibrant hue became synonymous with rural life and agricultural tradition. Moreover, red's high visibility isn't just useful for humans. Animals on the farm, such as horses and cows, are more likely to notice a red structure, making it easier to guide them toward shelter. It's a small but interesting perk of the red barn tradition. Beyond the countryside, red barns have found their way into popular culture, becoming symbols of simplicity and connection to the land. They feature prominently in films, postcards, and advertisements as visual shorthand for rural charm and authenticity. Whether it's a romanticized backdrop in a movie or the centerpiece of a rustic wedding venue, the red barn carries a timeless appeal. Its color not only stands out, but also evokes a sense of home and hard work, tying generations together through its iconic presence. So, why are barns red? It's a perfect blend of practicality, affordability, and tradition. Farmers of the past turned to red paint because it was effective, economical, and easy to produce. Over time, the red barn became a symbol of rural life, standing out against the natural landscape while embodying the resilience and resourcefulness of the farming community. Even as the world changes and farming evolves, the red barn endures, not just as a functional building, but as a cherished cultural icon. Next time you pass a red barn on a country road, take a moment to appreciate the history and ingenuity behind its striking color. It's not just paint, it's a story. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.